Modern archery is built around the compound bow, and for anyone that is not familiar, it can be quite intimidating at first glance. There are a substantial amount of parts that advance the design and utility of traditional bows, and in order to use one successfully, one must understand its components and how they function. These are the cams. There is one located at each end of the bow, and this is the main piece that sets a compound bow apart from a traditional. Working in conjunction with the string, the cams form a simple pulley system that allows the bow to be drawn back. They determine the amount of weight an archer must hold, which is the key factor when deriving power. Its main benefit over traditional bows is that at the end of a draw stroke, you are actually holding less weight than it took to pull the string back to that point. Attached to the cams are the limbs. As the bow is pulled back, your muscle energy is transferred to the bow, and before you release the string, all potential energy is being stored in the limbs. The main part of the bow is the riser. It acts as the central mount for all other components. They are typically made of aluminum or some kind of alloy and are intended to be solid and sturdy without being overly heavy. The grip, weight stabilizer, and arrow rest are common attachments found on the riser. Attached to the riser just above the grip are the bow's sight and arrow rest. The sight contains pins that are used when aiming. The top pin is typically for shorter distances, the middle for moderate, and the lowest for your furthest distances. The arrow rest holds your arrow in place as you prepare to shoot. The part of the string that extends outward is called a D-loop. The arrow gets knocked in between the two knots of the string, and the release mechanism clips to the part of the string that loops outward. The plastic piece above is referred to as a peep sight. At full draw, the user puts their eye to the hole in the peep sight and looks down the bow at the sight. A mechanical release is often used to aid the user when drawing the bow. The trigger allows the archer to have a more precise shot, and the addition of the wrist strap allows tension to be transferred from your fingers to your arm. After acquainting yourself with the bow, it is time to shoot. Start off by grabbing an arrow and placing it along the arrow rest. Pull the arrow backward to the nocking point and clip the arrow to the bowstring. Once the arrow is secure and properly knocked to the bowstring, you are going to grab your release. Using the trigger, clip to the D-loop. Then begin to pull the bow backward. Now that the bow is fully drawn back, place your eye to the hole in the peep sight and locate the bow sight. Using the pins, align the uppermost dot with the center of your target. Once the pin is aligned with the target, pull the trigger on the release to fire the arrow.